What's going on, guys? Waco from Revolution here. It's the Sincere Fine Watches SHH Boutique. And what does SHH represent? It represents Sincere Horlogerie. It is a vision that champions independent watchmaking. Why do they shorten it to the acronym SHH? It's so that they could expand to other regions, and SHH is understandable in every country, in every culture, in every language. But let's take a look at some of the watches that they have on offer. Come here and you'll take a look at these Czepek Antarctiques, which are one of my favorite watches. They have the osmium dial, which was launched at Watches and Wonders this year, and of course the legendary Ratrapant. That's really cool. Now let's go over here, and here's a Lange & Hein. And Lange & Hein is a German watch brand based in Dresden, and they make an incredible watch named the George, which is what that is, but not just any George. That's a George made specifically for SHH with a very special dial in a blue colorway with ceramic, not enamel, but ceramic dials. Okay, this is the legendary Greubel Force Double Balancier, one of my favorite watches and one of the coolest watches in the world, executed in a limited edition for SHH with this incredible purple colorway. Here is a Laurent Ferrier, another one of my favorite brands, a classic origin, also made in the specific green dial for SHH. So one thing I wanted to talk about also, if you look at the lit part instead of these podium capsules, you'll see this wonderful 8-sided logo, and this is a logo for SHH that has been created by Thesis Chan in collaboration with Kate Lim. And she wanted to create something that really represented their dedication to watchmaking. Now, the other thing that's really cool about the SHH shop is the fact that they have these phygital displays, right? What is phygital? Well, you've got the physical watch here, such as the Chopard LUC watches, and then you've got a display down here that's actually interactive and allows you to learn, because this is meant to be someplace where you come to and you can learn about watches and you get real information and you can spend your time. Ongban said that he wanted to de-accelerate purchasing of watches, meaning he wanted it to be in a process where you really discover, and it's a meaningful interaction between you and the watches. There's some other brands to look at, including Louis Moinet over here in this showcase, Custos with the Metropolitan that was just designed recently by my buddy Sassoon Tsermakis. We've got one of my favorite brands, Chopard LUC, a true watchmaking brand helmed by the legendary Carl Friedrich Schäufele. You've got Moser, helmed by Edward Melan, my buddy. You've got Maurice Grossman, again, an amazing brand based in Gashuta. And here you've got Parmigiani Fleurier, which is a brand that is creating some of the coolest watches of the moment, including the integrated bracelet sports watch model known as the PF. And there's a PF right there for those of you looking for one. It's a flying tourbillon model, but trust me, you'll feel even cooler with a tourbillon on your wrist. Now, let's go to this central showcase. We've got Arnold & Son, helmed by my buddy Bertrand Savary, and Armin Strom, which is incidentally a great brand to talk about, because I think one of the missions of SHH is to discover the brands of the future, and that's exactly the case in Armin Strom. It's under the radar right now, but I think it's going to be big in the future, and that watch, which is a watch that features resonance, is incredible. But let's go talk to Ongban, the CEO of Sincere Watch, to learn more about the vision behind SHH. Ban, how are you, sir?
Very good, Wei.
Good to see you, man.
Welcome to SHH.
Thank you so much. Thank you. What a beautiful space.
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming.
So Ban, Sincere now has an incredible home for independent watchmaking. Why was championing independent watchmaking so important to you?
Okay, so I take you a little bit back on the history of Sincere, especially for the last 30 years. We have been competent in the area of brand management. And in terms of brands that were brought in the last 30 years, actually Frank Mueller came in '92, and that was the first true independent brand in those days. We brought in Lange in '95, Panerai in '98, and Francois Peugeot, fresh from HCI, in the year 2000. So for us, the first SHH store, then it was called Sincere Horlogerie, was at the Hilton Hotel, way back in 2005, whereby we collaborated with the Singapore Tourism Board to have this concept called Uniquely Singapore, which was meant to be for homegrown Singapore companies offering services or product which were unique to Singapore. We ceased operation in 2019 when the lease ended. So fast forward 2021, when Sincere was acquired by Cortina Holdings. After the papers were done, one of the first thing that Raymond Lim did, who is our executive chairman, was to look at the core competence of Sincere.
Right.
And he says, okay, I want to invest, I want to expand Sincere. Where should I go? And we looked for the space. and we happen to get something very good here in Marina Bay Sands. And yeah, so we've been working on this for the last 8-9 months, and on 7th of this month, things come to fruition, and here we are.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
You know, I think it's wonderful to have such an extraordinary place to champion independent watchmaking. I know you have 19 different brands here, including, as you said, Ferdinand Berthoud, also Greubel Forsey, Lang & Hein, Laurent Ferrier, Armin Strom. I mean, really, the Gronenfeld brothers, really the best of the best. And it's so wonderful for Singapore to be able to have this. So let me ask you, because we're in this really interesting room here, I believe it's called the Private Lounge. What is this place for?
One of the main aim of Sincere Horlogerie is to de-accelerate the pace of retail.
Oh, nice.
In the watch industry, because for multi-brand store, the ones that we operate in Yan City, in Suntec, it's always very, very busy. Okay, it's very, very bustling with activities, and for some collectors who are looking around for mechanical high-end watches, I think it takes slightly longer time to savor and to try to decide what they want. So for this lounge, if you look at the layout of this shop, half of the shop is dedicated to retail space, and half is just for relaxation. Okay, so we have an incredible menu here, whereby customer can literally have wide choices of beverage, while they are enjoying the watches.
Really good wine, actually.
Yes, yes, we do.
Fantastic.
And also, we watch collecting, the hobby in Singapore, it has also evolved from something personal to something very communal.
Right.
So a place like this, if we have a customer, a friend who say, hey, we need this place on a Saturday afternoon for me to get 10 of my friends in to talk about watches, or to talk about a brand, or to celebrate my latest purchase, we said we would happily oblige.
That's amazing.
And we provide the drinks and some small bites, so they can spend their time here.
So I could ask you
anytime.
Amazing.
Anytime, yeah.
I love this because I also think it really bridges the generations in terms of collecting as well. And I know Raymond's daughter Kate has been really involved in SHH as well. And I think that first of all, the shortening of Sincere Haute Horlogerie to SHH, to a kind of fun, easy to use acronym that is you can use in any language, for example, I think is really the right move. And then to have a place here that's really a community building environment, but also a fun place. I mean, that's awesome,
Absolutely. We believe that for any business to be successful, or to be able to sustain, you need to always deliver a very clear message, a very clear singular message, and also a very strong value proposition. So for SHH, the value proposition is this: you come here out of the 19 brands, to enjoy those watches which are already biggish in the industry. But you also come here to look at the future stars of the industry.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
So that's very important for us. And in watches, creativity is key, and it doesn't stop in any given year. It goes year after year after year, decades after decades. So as a watch specialist, that's what we like to think who we are. We need to perpetuate that sort of motion. So those who are engaging in a hobby, they are constantly thrilled, and they are constantly excited.
Yeah, I think that journey of discovery is one of my favorite things as well. And I think Sincere has been extraordinary in identifying, who are the stars, not just of today, but of the future, and then being able to tell, the customer base that you have all about them in the most fun way possible. So, Ban, we've got 3 pretty amazing watches in this tray in front of us. I've just discovered that they all sold out almost immediately after they were launched.
Yeah, so we had an embargo on these 3 until the 7th. Okay, by the 7th night, I think they were all heavily oversubscribed. So now we have to see how to allocate these precious pieces.
I believe that's what you call a good problem, right?
Yes.
But tell us a little bit about each of these watches and what they represent to you and to SHH. Maybe we can start from left to right with the Lang & Hein.
Okay. So Lang & Hein is a small brand coming out from Germany, originating in Dresden. Okay. When we do limited edition, I think one of our key intention is to actually ensure that there is a degree of surprise in what we do, and a certain degree of unpredictability If you look at this marvelous timepiece,
Incredible.
the dial is ceramic, very pure. Again, with the deep color that you see, it's totally different from what I have in the normal collection.
Right.
As a two-tone piece. Movement, okay, I mean, for German high-end watchmaking, you don't really have to describe what it looks like. And the idea of a limited edition is we didn't want to only engage those brands which are already in the market in a big way, but brands like Lang & Hein, who have been very quiet, very discreet, and now they get to have that stage of acknowledgement, that stage of recognition, which I think is important for some brands.
It's amazing. I mean, you mentioned this journey of discovery, and this is actually the first time I've actually held a Lang & Hein George in my hands.
Yeah.
And I have to say, I'm just blown away. I'd probably start first with the movement side, and this idea of having a finger bridge for every one of the wheels in the train, from the third wheel to the fourth wheel to the escapement wheel to the balance wheel. I mean, it's stunning, and they're all beautifully polished, and they stand in lovely contrast to the frosted finish of the base plate. And then look at that balance wheel as well. I love how you've got a diamond just in the center of that bridge. Now that's actually not the end stone. It's a diamond that's just been used there to sort of make a statement that the balance is in fact the crowning glory of the watch. And then the front, this dial that was made exclusively for SHH in ceramic, with laser engraving down to 0.05 mm, and with a sub dial that's only 0.4 mm in thickness. I mean, it's pretty damn awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Right.
A piece like this, in simple terms, it signifies the arrival of the brand.
Right.
And that's very key. Every brand must come to a stage whereby they say, okay, here we are. And that's the voice.
So you chose the George because you felt that was the best representation of their watchmaking.
Well, I think when you do watches, most of the time it's round. So to find a nice rectangular piece with a rectangular movement is not so easy.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Yeah. So let's go from that to a round watch, a beautifully smooth round watch, which is made by Laurent Ferrier. Tell us about this.
So Laurent Ferrier has been with us since 2016, 2017. When we worked with them at that point in time, the brand was very much unknown. We did a fair amount of work in the market in terms of educating, in terms of brand seminar and so forth. Today in 2022, I think the factory is working very hard now to cope with the demand. Okay. The challenge for Laurent Ferrier is that we still want to do something very classical with them, because for Laurent Ferrier, they don't reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
I think they just do a watch done in a very fine manner, and the workmanship is consistent throughout all the timepieces. The challenge was for Christian was to propose a dial which has never been done before.
Right.
If you look at the hue of green here, it's spectacular.
It's a subtle masterpiece.
Yeah. So when the prototype came, we said yes in like 1 second.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I love that you've chosen the classic origin as your model. I think it's kind of like the purest expression of Laurent Ferrier's design ability. The asagi hands, which are derived from the spears that were used by African warriors, are so distinct but really beautiful. It's also got the stunning movement as well, which has got a free sprung balance wheel, and it's got the flat bladed ratchet spring, which is the signature of Laurent Ferrier. Stunning watch. Okay, so I guess we're going to go from that to one of my favorite watches, a watch that I sit around dreaming of. It won't be this one that I'm going to get because this is all sold out as well, but it is the Grupo Force Double Balancier. Tell us a little bit about this, sir.
So the current CEO of Global, Antonio, is a good friend of ours for many, many years.
Right.
Even before he took on the role of CEO.
Right.
Since he came on board, we have basically mutually upped the game of the brand.
Right.
Okay, in our markets, also in our regional countries. Actually, for us to be able to achieve a limited edition from a model like this, which is the Double Balancier, was extremely surprising, because they don't really have enough movement to go around. So I think he was extremely kind to do this for our opening in a series of 6 pieces with a color that is totally unexpected of the brand.
I love the evolution of Grubel, especially now that Antonio's in charge, and what you ordered from him or collaborated with him on. It's stunning, man. You can see even the base plate has been treated to look purple. As the base plate is made of titanium, that was a special thermic treatment that had to be done. It is complemented by the purple on the tips of the 2 hands and as well as in the center of the small seconds indicator.
The extreme technicality of this watch is well documented.
It's a watch that has 2 balance wheels that are inclined at 30 degrees, and their errors are being averaged by a differential mechanism. But actually, the differential is a spherical differential because the watch balance wheels are actually inclined, and in order for them to engage with the 4th wheels, they had to create a spherical system for the differential. But the watch is amazing to behold.
So since we released this on the 7th, we had at least 1 inquiry from every continent.
You're kidding me?
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Bon, talk to me also about the evolution of Grubel with these cases now that are so comfortable and so ergonomic. Does that make a big difference to you?
We started in 2012 with Grubel. At that point in time, the circle of aficionados was pretty restrained.
Right.
You know, because it was a very serious look.
Yeah.
And it was very stately
Right.
in nature.
Yes. Agreed.
The new form, the new weight, the new prospect of coordination with how people dress comes very much into play today.
Yes, absolutely.
The past 5 owners of the sports watch that we have sold to basically always sneakers.
Right. No, but it's
Yeah,
true. The most affluent people today
Yeah.
are, in generally
Yeah,
are
it's,
pretty relaxed.
And,
Yes.
and I think comfort is key.
Right.
If you put on a watch like this, the weight, the strap, especially in our tropical weather,
Oh yeah.
you can put this on a whole day.
It's
You
effortless
don't
to
have
wear.
to take it off until at night when you go to sleep.
Well, Bon, thank you so much for sharing these 3 watches with me. Thank you for inviting me into the private lounge. Congratulations again.
Thank you, Wei.
And
Always
it's
a pleasure to talk to you.
Pleasure's mine, sir.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.